Welcome to the ESO Marketing Automations YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be giving out our strategies for free to deal with competition in literally every single industry. So hear me out. We're an all-in-one marketing automations company and we help our clients to get out of the dogfight that they're having with their competitors in their specific industry. We don't want no dogfights, right? We want to outperform every single one of them. But how do we do it? That's the key, right? First of all, currently, a lot of people are creating content, so that's why companies basically need digital presence. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to compete with other companies in their industry. So that's the key. And how do you build a digital presence? Obviously, by creating polarizing content. What polarizing content means, as Eddie Malouf says, for instance, let me give you the Andrew Tate example, right? Andrew Tate is kind of like a controversial figure on social media. There are a lot of people who like him, and there are also a lot of people who just hate him. We're literally every single day seeing a lot of, street interviews where women say that he's a misogynist, we hate him, and sometimes we see a lot of people just like cheering about him and saying that he just changed my life. So this is kind of like a controversial figure, right? Polarizing means exactly this, controversial. So instead of creating just generic content, for instance, like if you have a hospital and if you want to run ads for your hospital, instead of going just shooting the fancy halls or fancy walls of your hospital, maybe sometimes like just generic photos with your doctors staying like this, you can just go into one of your emergency rooms and shoot kind of like a funny commercial, or something scary, right? That gives kind of like a different vibe instead of just regular generic thing that we're seeing every single day. I mean, companies are so scared of not having that serious brand image, but in the end, everyone is trying for the same thing, which makes them generic, literally generic. That's the word, okay? But if you can do some like funny things sometimes, some things that you're basically gonna see and laugh your ass off, like sometimes, or maybe you're seeing something and you're getting scared, or maybe you're thinking like, hey bro, why would you shoot something like this, right? Even though such things sometimes get you some bad comments or bad reviews under your video, it basically works. It really works to grow up your channel, really works to make sure that a lot of people are watching your ads, because if an ad looks like an ad, then really everyone's just scrolling it and no one really cares about it, because there are a lot of ads nowadays. If it was 5 years ago, I wouldn't say this, because ads were kind of like new and not everybody had the budget or not everybody had the skills to run it. But nowadays, every single company is having kind of like an ad account and publishing ads, and there is no other way to basically compete with them if you're just creating generic content or generic ads. Second thing, follow up. Yes, you have to follow up with your every single lead. Even though you're having 500 leads, 1000 leads, 2000 leads, doesn't really matter. You cannot say that, hey, we're having so many leads, we cannot keep up with that. That's the wrong thing, okay? You have to literally follow up with every single lead and try to nurture them through your funnel, because in the end, if you're missing opportunities, then that exactly means that you're missing out on having more money, making more revenue, making more profits. And in the end, maybe you want to spend more time with your parents, or maybe you want to spend more time with your children. So you're missing on that opportunity as well. Imagine kind of like a virtual assistant who can basically follow up with every single need and understand their needs and come up with an answer, come up with a solution. Wouldn't it be perfect? Yes. I mean, that's exactly what we're doing. Sometimes people just ask you regular questions. Sometimes they just want to learn about your pricing. Sometimes they just want to, complain about the service that they just got. Or sometimes, I don't know, they just want to book an appointment, right? And if you're having thousands of leads, then a human assistant or human salesperson wouldn't be able to deal with them because of the number. We're humans, we have capabilities, and we're prone to human errors. That's a fact. Sometimes even your personal assistant might not have the right answer to the questions that your lead's asking, right? I mean, they just go search on internet, or they just sometimes ask you, which is basically a waste of time. But Imagine if AI could handle all of this, right? If AI could understand what your lead is asking for or what your lead basically needs and come up with an answer, come up with a solution, follow up with literally every single lead without missing any of them. That's the future of every single company, but we brought future to today. This is basically how we help out our clients, by automating the whole lead acquisition and nurturing systems. So let's move on to the third point. Knowing how to write a proper copy. If you've never written a piece of content before, if you've never written a piece of copy before for an ad, for an email, like a commercial one, then you should probably leave this to the professionals. It doesn't have to be us writing it, but I'm sure that there are a lot of professionals who can outperform you in terms of these areas. And in the end, if you can just put out more content that's converting, then you should probably give this a try and give a professional the opportunity to help you out, right? As I always say in every single video, we're getting hundreds of emails from multiple companies every day, and sometimes I just go check out their profile. They're looking too professional, too serious, that specific brand image that everyone is trying to possess. But I'm looking at the email, it's a mess, like it's a junk, It kind of feels like it's written by a primary school student, right? It is that bad. Like sometimes it looks so funny that there are a lot of controversial things that are going on in the body of an email, like in terms of human psychology and ethics, and sometimes just the writing is super off, and sometimes it feels like, bro, don't even know how to persuade people. So to get out of the situation, to make sure that you're not putting yourself in such situations, just leave that part to the professionals, or at least try to improve your skills instead of just standing still trying to put out the exact same content, exact same piece of copy. So that was the advice. Fourth thing, consistent engagement. This is kind of similar to the first point that we talked about, but in this case, I'm just gonna highlight the number of content that you're sharing daily, right? You should at least try to hit 2-3 pieces of content, 2-3 different pieces of content every single day. I know it's a long process. I know it's gonna take too much until you get kind of a traction off of the platform. But until then, you have to publish at least 2-3 pieces of content, because you know what? In the end, once you spend enough time on the platform and once you make other people spend time in that specific platform, algorithm understands that this guy is putting enough effort in and making sure that a lot of people are spending time on our platform. Let's give this guy some kind of traction so that his views can kind of increase. This is literally how the algorithm works, and that's exactly why some people just try to create content for a month and they just quit afterwards, because they see no results off of it and they see no traction coming up. But if they can maybe continue for 1 or 2 more months, maybe they would just see the traction coming from the platform that they're using. That's how it works. So just keep up with it and try to publish as many content as possible, because in the end, quality matters, but quantity also matters. You can put out pretty well structured, incredibly good looking content, but in the end, if you're doing once in a month, then the algorithm is not going to give you the traction. That's exactly why we try to push our clients, so that we're making sure that they're actually publishing at least 2-3 pieces of content every single day. Okay, and if they're not able to do it, we just go fly out to their place and shoot their content, which is again extremely beneficial. And the fifth thing, this is also extremely crucial, providing the value and providing the best offer. Okay, you can put out best content, you can put out literally thousands of dollars for the ads, and you might still not get any results off of it, because you have to maximize the value that you're giving and also the offer that you're giving. If the offer sucks, as I say literally every single video, it's not gonna work out. And if you're not providing the value that your customer is looking for, then it's not gonna work out either. So what we try to do is most of the time we just like to give some free support or free services out to the companies that we don't even work with. Just kind of think of it like a charity, because it first of all makes us feel good. It's kind of a goodwill sign, and also the company that we're providing the services for see that goodwill that we have, we build kind of that trust off of it. And the other thing is, obviously, it gives you the reputation that you're looking for, right? Even though you're not getting paid monetarily, you're getting paid with the attention, you're getting paid with the, testimonial, whatever, which are extremely important. Money is not that important, trust me. Time, attention, and reputation are almost the most important things in this life. If you kind of maximize 3 of them, then obviously money is gonna follow. So focusing on money too much, I think is bad. Instead of focusing on providing the best value and offering the best offer is the key to business. As I always say, business is not a zero-sum game and both sides should be winning. So you should be happy providing the value that you're providing, and your customers should be happy that you are providing the value. You are the one to provide that value. So that's how it works. So these are the 5 things that we use to take our clients out of the competition that they're having in their industry and put them on top of the triangle. This way, we are avoiding the dogfights that we never wanted in the first place. If you liked the video, if you found it valuable, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe button, and if you want to have the notifications once we upload new videos, please click on that notification bell as well. We'll see you in the next video.